Hello, and I want to thank you for tuning in today to Altcoin Everything News and Research. It's our second day of recording, and I wanted to thank those who viewed the first video. We had quite a few viewers, and we appreciate them for viewing and would like you to subscribe if you like the potential of what you might hear, and definitely subscribe for future videos. Today, I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about Bitcoin and where it originated and how it started and kind of where we are today with it. We had a lot of news in regards to government committee meetings, Senate meetings that took place today that gave us a lot of insight on the future of cryptocurrencies and where they're headed. And the reason why I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and how it started is for the new people, because like I said, this channel is for those of us just getting into crypto and want to learn and research together. And I wanted to share a little bit of my thoughts about how it all started and where it's all headed. And 2008, I guess 2009, the mysterious person, no one knows if it's a person or a group of people, Satoshi Nakamoto, I'm sure I'm not saying that right, who came up with the code and the algorithms to create Bitcoin and the blockchain. Now, which came first? That's kind of like asking what came first, the chicken or the egg. Without one, there isn't the other. So it'll be kind of one of those things, but definitely the Bitcoin technology came first. And you have the mining of the Bitcoin, which is the computer programs that read the code and generate the Bitcoin. And that's the power that generates the value in Bitcoin, is the energy that it takes to mine the Bitcoin and to create this digital currency. Now, is this Satoshi a real person? Who knows? Is it a computer? I don't know. AI technology? Was it NASA? There's different rumors of who put this blockchain technology together, but it's here, and whoever created it was definitely on another level, because they were prepared for even what's going on with cryptocurrency market today, as far as the fluctuation of the pricing and the attempts by governments to try to stop it, and people just figuring it out and learning what it could do and the potential and what it's going to change. And it was designed to be an alternative to currencies and to withstand inflation, which is the issue with the US dollar. It goes up 2% annually, inflation, which, for those of you who understand inflation, basically you could buy less than you could this year with the same amount of money than you could last year, because your dollar is worth less. So cryptocurrencies were designed to, and Bitcoin, to stop inflation. There can't be any more Bitcoin printed. There's so many million that can be mined and that'll ever be available. And once those are mined, that'll be it. So there's a cap. So there's a supply limit. So with the supply limit, you'll have a demand, and that'll create the value, the supply and demand. And they, just like dollars, they won't be able to print anymore just to supplement their needs for that moment. So this is something that'll be backed by the people, that'll be supported by those who invest in it, and that'll have real value, that'll last, and that won't fluctuate based on if a government is going through political issues and the value of their currency deflates or inflates. And that's the beauty of it, and what I feel is why it's going to last and not go anywhere. And that brings us to today. You know, the governments are trying to figure it out. We had some committee meetings and I listened to them on C-SPAN. And from what I heard, everything seems to be pretty positive. And it's just about the governments attempting to figure out how to, I say, regulate it, which is going to take regulations, but it's more about protecting people from fraud. You have fake coins, you have fake ICOs that are raising money, saying they're going to create coins that are going to do whatever function that they state in these coins, or these ICOs are all going into the pockets of these people that created them. And millions of people are losing millions of dollars. So that's one of the main things they're trying to regulate. They understand that they can't stop the technology because it's here and it's here to stay. And there's a lot of development going on based on the blockchain technology. So that's something they know that they won't be able to stop, because if they attempt to stop it, people and companies would just move their businesses and innovation to places that will accept them, other countries, where they'll be able to grow this technology. So the U.S. understands that they have to find a balance, find out how to protect people, protect themselves, because of course they want to protect their dollar and they don't want it to become something that's not being used and have no value, because that would affect, of course, the whole economy in a way. How it would affect it, how is Bitcoin going to affect it, that's still a question that's unknown. Nobody knows, but they do know, and we know that it's here to stay. And in my opinion, it's for the better, because no longer will one government, whether they succeed or fail, dictate whether the value of the currency that their people hold will hold its value. That will be, if Bitcoin is the universal dollar, if the US or like Venezuela, if they fail and their currency fails, Bitcoin will still hold its value and you will still be able to trade and do the things you need to do to survive. So that's what I feel is the beauty of it. And that's what the people at the Senate hearing today pretty much stated, and they understand it and they're trying to figure it out. They're not going to say go all head first and go all in, but they are saying that they're attempting to understand it. You should attempt to do the same. And everybody is going to have to adjust. And some of the senators, they didn't want to hear that, but the head of the SEC and the other committee explained to them that it's here. It's going to be a $20 trillion market cap by 2020, which I thought was huge, considering it's only at 400 billion right now, and at its highest that I've seen it around 800 billion. So that means they expect over 900 trillion, over $19 trillion to come into the market in the next 2 years. So that's a lot of money. So that tells me people who invest now, it's going to be paying off soon. And this is the head of these government agencies, the SEC, that feel that it's going to be at this point in 2020. Then, you know, they've done their research, they've done their studies, even though it's just been recent research and studies. They understand what's going on and they're attempting to prepare for it. So there was a lot of other interesting points that were brought up. They asked, how would they control the sanctions violations by countries that we impose sanctions on, Russia and Venezuela? They're attempting to start their own coins and back them with oil. And they basically said we have to figure all of that out. So that's what they're going to be working on. But in the meantime, the main point is cryptocurrency is here to stay. People can have confidence in that, and they can focus on doing the research, learning, and attempting to profit from it. similar to the dot-com boom in the 90s. A lot of these companies, which I explained before, are coins. Coins are companies. They won't be around, but a lot of them will. And that's why this is the time to do your research and see what you think you might want to invest in, just like any other company that you would invest in on the stock market. So that's the beginning of this. Like I said, I want any of my new viewers to subscribe and send in any coin that you would like for me to research, and I would do that. And thank you for tuning in today, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Bye-bye.